Welcome back to Room 9, our region's largest classroom. My name is Mrs. Stobbs, and I teach kindergarten in the Maplewood-Richmond Heights School District right here in St. Louis. And today I'll be teaching a science lesson for kindergartners and for preschoolers, but of course learners of all ages are welcome to join me. So let's get started. All right, my friends, I am outside on this beautiful day, and I want you to use your sense of sight and observe what you see around me. And I want you to figure out if you can see what season it is. Can you look around me? What do you see? What do you see on the tree behind me? Are the leaves green? No, they are a beautiful yellow. I guess there is still a little bit of green, but they're yellow, they're turning color. And also, there are lots of leaves on the ground. Okay, so what am I wearing? Am I wearing shorts? No. Am I wearing a heavy coat and gloves? No, I just have on a light little jacket and a scarf, and I have on long pants. So that must mean that the weather's a little chilly, but it's not too chilly. So what season do you think it is? If you think it is winter, can you reach up to the sky? If you think it's summer, fan yourself. Whew, hot. I don't see many people doing that. If you think it's spring, touch the ground. Didn't see many of you do that. If you think it's autumn, jump up and down. Oh boy, I see a lot of you jumping up and down. You're right, it is autumn right now. And another word for autumn is fall. You may have heard the season called fall. So we have 4 seasons in our world. We have spring, summer, fall, and winter. What season do you like best? My favorite season is actually fall, what it is right now, because I love that it's a little bit chillier outside. I love the beautiful leaves, and I also love all of the decorations people start to put out. You'll see lots of people put out beautiful leaves. You'll see pumpkins and scarecrows, and people are getting ready for our holidays like Halloween or Thanksgiving. So I love fall because it's usually the perfect temperature. It's not too hot, not too cold, but it's beautiful to be outside. However, different people have different favorite seasons. What season do you like? If you like winter, when it's really, really cold and there are holidays like Christmas and Hanukkah, can you throw a snowball at me? Oh my goodness, ah! I really like winter too. It's one of my favorite seasons after fall. So if you like winter, throw a snowball. If you really like spring, whenever there are lots of flowers growing and baby animals start to appear, can you pretend to pluck a flower and give it a sniff? If you really like summer, whenever it's really hot and you have a break from school, can you pretend to go swimming? Yeah, a lot of people like summer. And if you are like me and you really like fall, pretend to pick up some leaves and throw them in the air. Ready? I love fall and I love these fall leaves. So my friends, we have a lot to learn about seasons today. And we've already observed the season that we're in right now. We're in fall, but we're going to go back to our classroom in just a minute and we're going to learn about the rest of the seasons, and we'll also learn why we have different seasons on Earth. So are you ready? All right, let's go back to our classroom. All right, friends, we are back in our classroom and we have some questions that we're wondering because we know that the seasons are really fun and that we notice changes whenever we have different seasons, but we're wondering why. So to answer our questions, let's read a book. We have this book and it's called The 4 Seasons. Oh, perfect, right? And look at the cover. I can see the 4 seasons in those different squares. I see winter, I see spring with the beautiful petals or beautiful blossoms on the tree, I see summer, and then fall. That's the season that we're in right now, fall or autumn. So the 4 seasons, and this book is by Crystal Sikkens. The 4 Seasons. It's by Crystal Sikkens, and the publishing company is Crabtree Publishing Company, and they gave me permission to read this book. Okay, this book has a table of contents, just like our other informational books, and that tells us where we can find information. So if I wanted to find information about fall, the season that we're in right now, I would go to that page. What number is that? A 1 and an 8. 18. So let me go there. And look, does that look like fall to you right here? It looks like fall to me. So yeah, it helped us. All right, so let's go ahead and start reading. 4 seasons. That's the heading of this page. Most places have 4 seasons each year. The seasons follow a cycle. A cycle is a set of events that repeat in the same order. So it goes spring, summer, fall, winter, and then again it's spring. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Now this book said it's a cycle, and that's true. There's another word for this. What is the word that means that something repeats over and over and over and over again? Like this, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. Or maybe you could go red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Or big, tall, big, tall, big, tall. What's that word called? It starts with a P. A pattern. So the seasons follow a pattern or a cycle. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Each season has different weather. Weather is what it is like outside. It can be cold, warm, or hot. It can be rainy or snowy. The weather is often rainy and warm in the spring. The weather is often snowy and cold in the winter. I love winter time too. Fall is my favorite season, but then I love winter because I love snow so much. Around the sun. We have seasons because of the way Earth moves around the sun. It takes 1 year for Earth to move around the sun. And let's read this part next, and then we'll read the part around the pictures. Earth is tilted as it moves. That means part of Earth gets more or less direct sunlight at different times of the year. More sunlight means warmer weather. So let me show you. I actually have a globe right here, and a globe is a model of the Earth. So our Earth looks like this. It's a ball, and the countries are on the globe, and then the blue is water. So our Earth is kind of split into 2 halves. Now we really don't have a line that goes around the Earth. If you saw a picture of the Earth, you wouldn't see this line, but we call this the equator. And the equator splits the Earth from the northern hemisphere, the top, and the southern hemisphere. But we said that, and the book said, that the Earth doesn't stand up straight and tall, it tilts, right? And then the Earth moves around the sun. It orbits like this. So if the sun was in the middle, the Earth would go around it like that, and the sun would never move. And we also learned last week that the Earth also spins like this. And that's what gives us day and night. So the Earth is spinning like that, but it also is going around the sun like that. Now, because it's tilted, sometimes different parts of the globe or the Earth will be hit by the sun. So if the sun is right here, it's going to be hitting this part, the top part of the Earth, a little bit more. But whenever the Earth is over here and it's still tilted, get it in here, now the sun is going to be hitting the bottom part of the Earth. And so whenever the top part of the Earth is having summer, the bottom hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, is having winter. And when the southern hemisphere is having winter, the top is having summer. So we live in America. Sorry, I was just thinking, I don't know if I said that right. So we live right here in North America. And whenever we're having summer, people down here in Australia are having winter. And whenever they are having summer, we are having winter. So whenever it's Christmas time, we celebrate Christmas time in the winter, and so it's really snowy. In Australia, when they're celebrating Christmas, it's actually summertime. So they might go to the beach and have a cookout where we stay bundled up and we maybe play in the snow. So again, it just depends on where the Earth is and how it's tilted, and that makes the seasons. Pretty cool. Okay, let's keep on reading because this book will tell us the same thing. So in the spring, our part of the Earth begins to be tilted towards the sun. So if you look, there's an X on our country or on our continent, and we're getting closer to the sun. In the summer, we're tilted even more towards the Earth, or towards the sun, and so we're getting more direct sunlight. In the fall, our part of Earth begins to be tilted away from the sun, and then in the winter, we're very tilted away from the sun, and so it's much colder. So that is why we have our seasons, because of the way the Earth is moving around the sun. Hours of daylight. When the sun shines during the day, it is called daylight. More sunlight means more hours of daylight too. There are more hours of daylight in the summer when Earth is tilted towards the sun. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that in the summer, it stays lighter for a lot longer? Maybe you even go to bed before the sun has even set. I remember that as a kid. Whenever it was time for me to go to bed in the summer, I would say, but no, the sun is still up. I want to play. But my parents said, nope, it's still your bedtime. You still have to go to sleep. But in the wintertime, it gets dark maybe even before you eat dinner. Maybe even as you're coming home from school, it might be dark. And again, that's because of how the Earth is tilted and how it's moving around the sun. Changing with the seasons. Plants and animals change with the seasons. Some plants grow fruit, such as peaches, in the summer. So a lot of fruit trees produce in the summer. Most plants do not grow in the winter. Some plants die, some grow again in the spring. And trees, they don't die, but they kind of fall asleep in the wintertime, and then they wake up in the spring. Animals change to help them survive in all types of weather. Some animals, such as this moose, grow more fur to stay warm in the winter. Animals need to stay cool in the summer. Frogs stay cool by covering themselves in mud. So they have to learn how to protect themselves either from the cold or from the heat. Ready for winter. Winter is the coldest season. It comes after fall. We do not see many plants outside in winter. It is too cold for them to grow. Leaves take in sunlight. With less sunlight in winter, many trees do not have leaves. Food is hard for animals to find in winter. Some animals move to warmer places where there is more food. Some animals, such as bears, sleep through the winter. So that's how some animals, they adapt to the changing seasons. Some animals like birds and butterflies, they move to where it's warmer. And do you know what that's called? Whenever an animal moves from one place to another, depending on the season, it starts with an M. Migrate. Migrate. And maybe you've seen ducks or geese migrating. And then bears and groundhogs, they go to sleep during the winter time. And do you know what that's called? Whenever an animal sleeps all winter long? It's called hibernate, for hibernation. Set for spring. Okay, so we just read about winter, but now we're going to learn about spring. Spring is the season after winter. The weather gets warmer, there is more sunlight. This helps trees and plants start to grow again. Some plants start to grow flowers in the spring, and one of my favorite parts about spring is tulips. Tulips are my very favorite type of flower, and they grow in the spring. In the spring, animals wake up or return from their winter homes. Food is easier for them to find. Black bears sleep in dens during the winter. In the spring, they wake up and leave their dens. They look for food such as grass and other plants. And also, a lot of animals have babies in the springtime because they know that it's going to get warmer and warmer and warmer, and it's easier for them to find food. So a lot of times you'll see baby bunnies in the spring, or you might even see a bird's nest in the springtime. Summer sun. Summer comes after spring. It is the hottest season. Trees have many green leaves in summer. Flowers grow in all different colors. There is a lot of light in the summer. Sunlight helps plants grow. Animals change to stay cool in the summer. Some spend time in the shade. Oh, we talked about the shade a lot last week. Snakes find shade under rocks. Some animals, such as the red fox, lose some of their fur in summer, and this helps them stay cool. And if you have a pet, dog or cat, you might notice that they start to shed their fur in the summertime too, because they're a little bit too hot. All right, time for fall. Ooh, this is the season where we are right now. Fall is the season after summer. It is also the season before winter. The weather starts to get cool. The leaves on some trees change color and fall off. Are the trees around your house, do they still have leaves, or have they fallen off? It depends on what type of tree you have. The leaves turn from green to yellow, orange, red, and brown. Chipmunks gather food such as acorns in the fall. They keep the food in their burrows to eat during the winter. In fall, animals get ready for winter. Some animals gather food to eat in the winter. Other animals start to move to warmer places. And that's what we talked about. They might migrate, or they might hibernate, or they might just store some food for the winter, but they still might be awake a little bit. Ooh, human changes. So humans change during the winter too, or during the seasons. People change with the seasons too. They wear different clothes and they do different outdoor activities. So in the spring, you might wear a raincoat and boots because it's pretty rainy in the spring. In the summer, you might wear sunglasses and a hat to protect yourself from the sun, and you'll probably wear shorts or maybe even a swimsuit. In the wintertime, you need to be all bundled up, and you might play out in the snow. And in the fall, you'll probably start to bundle up a little bit and then rake leaves. And that's the end of the book. All right, so my friends, we're going to do a fun activity today. We are going to create a chart of the different seasons, and it's going to be kind of like what this last page was about, where we are going to write the different seasons, and then we're going to draw a picture of what people are doing during that season, what plants are doing during that season, and also what animals are doing. So we're going to think about what all living things do during the different season. So to do the activity with me, all you need is a piece of paper and something to write with, and if you have crayons or colored pencils or markers, that would be a big help too, because it's always so much more fun to add colors to our drawings. So go ahead and go get those supplies and then meet me back and we'll have fun. And if you can't finish it with me, because I'll be moving pretty quickly, if you can't finish it, you can do it after you watch this video. All right, so let's get started on our awesome project where we are going to create a model of the 4 seasons. All right, friends, let's get started on drawing a chart of our 4 seasons. So to do this, you just need a piece of paper and you're going to draw a line from the top to the bottom of your paper, right in the middle, and then a line from the left to the right, again, right kind of in the middle of the paper. So you have 4 squares or 4 rectangles. Then you're going to label your 4 rectangles. So I've labeled them spring, summer, fall, and winter. And again, because you guys are just learning to sound out words, maybe you can write the first letter that you hear. Spring starts with an S. So does summer. Fall starts with a F. And winter starts with W, W, W. Now to get us started, I already drew a few drawings. I drew the ground, I drew a tree, but I left it bare so we can decide what we want to add to it because trees change a lot from season to season. And I also went ahead and just drew a person. So look at what my person is doing in all of the 4 seasons. In spring, she's holding an umbrella because it often rains in the spring. In the summer, she's playing in a sprinkler. How many of you like to play in a sprinkler? It's pretty fun. You know who else likes to play in a sprinkler? Oliver, my dog, likes to play in a sprinkler. It's pretty cute. In the fall, I have my little person holding a jack-o'-lantern, and she's wearing long sleeves and long pants. And then in the winter, she's all bundled up, and she's throwing a snowball, and she's standing next to a snowman. So let's think about what else we can add to our picture. I think I'm going to start just with the tree because I know that trees change a lot throughout the seasons. So I have markers down here. They're going to roll away, but I'm going to try to put them right there. So in the spring, a lot of times in the spring on a tree, you might see blossoms. You might see beautiful flowers. So I'm just going to draw some little flowers on my tree. And I'm just kind of doing them quick for you. But of course, whenever you do it, you can make yours much more careful. I love to see blossoms on trees. I love dogwood trees and redbud trees. They are so pretty in the spring. So I'm adding lots of little flower blossoms. And then I'm also going to take my green marker and add some little buds, some baby leaves kind of starting to poke out. So just kind of some little polka dots because the trees start to get leaves on them in the springtime. All right, we also said that in the springtime, there are lots of flowers. So I'm going to draw tulips because I said tulips are my favorite type of flower. And tulips are easy to draw. You just draw a U and then kind of like a W on top for the blossoms. And then of course they need the stem. And because my person is holding an umbrella, what do I need to add? Maybe rain, right? So I might just draw some raindrops kind of falling down. Because it rains a lot of times. Something else you could draw in the spring might be a rainbow. A lot of times we get rainbows in the spring. Now, what about animals? We have plants, we have a person. What are animals doing in the spring? Ooh, a lot of times they have babies. So I think I'm going to draw a nest in my tree. Right here, a nest. And I'll put maybe a robin in that nest, a mama robin. Okay, and I need another color for her beak. So birds might make nests in the spring. I also think I might put maybe like a little bunny rabbit here. There's the mama bunny rabbit. And then teeny tiny little baby bunny rabbit next to her. Okay, so I think that's a good drawing for spring. All right, let's look at summer. In the summer, the trees are full of leaves. So I'm just going to take my green marker and scribble around it to make the tree look like it's just full of leaves. We also have the sun shining really brightly on us in the summertime. So I'm going to draw the sun right here, showing that it's really, 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 really hot. It can also rain in the summer too, but in the summer we do also have a lot of sunny days. And you know what? We also have a lot of butterflies and bugs come out in the summer. So I'm going to draw a butterfly. And maybe another one up here. And again, there are lots of flowers in the summertime too, so maybe I'll even just draw just kind of some red kind of bushes kind of with lots of flowers in them. Bushes that have a lot of red flowers. I'm just going to kind of go around it like this. Lots of flowers in the summertime. Okay, what about in the fall? Let's think about our tree first. Are the leaves green in the fall? No, they're orange or red or yellow. So I'm just going to take these colors and I'm just going to kind of scribble over it instead of drawing each leaf. But I'm just going to kind of fill it in, maybe leave some spaces open. And if you want to just pick one color, you can. I love the trees that kind of have every single color. Sugar maples often have every single color. They have red, orange, sometimes they even have a little bit of purple. Maybe I'll even add purple to my fall tree. Okay, I also might put some of the leaves down on the ground too. Because it's really fun to jump in the leaves, really fun. All right, what did we say? Oops, what did we say about birds? What are they doing in the fall? Things like ducks and geese. They're flying south. So I might put up here, I might just draw kind of that B or that V shape of ducks flying south for the winter time. And I might even draw maybe a cornstalk here. Because we harvest a lot of things in the fall. And maybe even another pumpkin down here too. So let me color this one in. I'm noticing that in the fall, there's a lot of orange, which is kind of fun. Okay, you could add other things too. Maybe you could add squirrels gathering nuts. That would be pretty cool. Or you could draw a bear getting ready to go to sleep. That would be really neat too. Okay, what about in the winter? Do I need to add anything to the tree in the wintertime? No, I don't. It shouldn't have any leaves. It might have some snow, but it doesn't have any leaves. Now, do I have lots of other plants growing? No, not really. Do I have lots of animals? Again, not really. You might see a cardinal here in St. Louis, maybe especially if you have a bird feeder in your backyard. So I might draw a little cardinal up here. But we don't really have a lot of animals in the wintertime. A lot of them are hiding because it's so cold. But I might draw what might be falling from the sky right now on this one. Snow. So I'm going to draw just some snowflakes coming down. And I'm using blue. Of course, it would really be white, but I'm going to do some blue. And also in winter, you might even want to draw the holiday that your family celebrates, because there are a lot of fun holidays in wintertime. Okay, so friends, look at our chart. Spring, summer, fall, winter, and after winter, spring starts again. So this is something that would be wonderful for you to do this week. You can draw pictures of what you love to do in each of the seasons, and maybe ask your grown-up for some ideas if you don't remember what you do in those seasons. And also get outside this week and enjoy the beautiful fall weather before we move to what season comes next? Winter. Wow. All right, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week right here on Room 9. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.